Yeah, let's get it started early, man. You now rocking with the most poppin' Knicks YouTube channel on the net. I am the objective fan, straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. And you know the vibes, man. Yo, listen, y'all. I had a lot of technical difficulties. Man, that's why I got started a little late. Computer went crazy, but it does not matter. We are here now, ready to rock and roll. This is This Week Inside the New York Knicks, episode 11, the off-season edition. Couple of things to talk about, but before I even get started and get into research mode and things of that nature, I do want to give an early shout out to some of the mods in the building. Salute to Maxine. Salute to Knicks will be champs 25-26. He has the best name on YouTube. I'm going to answer your question in a second. Salute to everybody in the building early, right? Salute to On Diaz NYK. Hopefully I said your name right. Definitely salute to you. We got a big collaboration some of you guys have been waiting for. This Wednesday, we will be doing a level-headed Knicks talk at 9:30 p.m. Hopefully my laptop won't go crazy. I think we should be fine. Definitely be sure to check out, tune in, and talk. We're going to be talking about Patrick Ewing and whether or not the Knicks mismanaged him or was it a result of misfortune as to why Patrick Ewing couldn't get to the championship. It's going to be a great discussion. I have collaboration with Still Knicks fans will be in the building. He definitely salute. He's been showing us a lot of love. Salute to some of you guys. I've seen him in you guys in his chat as well. We also have Big Dog Talk Sports in the building. He'll be giving a nice breakdown. His channel is not just Knicks centered. He talks about all sports, but he definitely was a 90s Knicks fan. So we're gonna have a really good show. Definitely make sure you tune in. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Definitely this Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. I just want to let you guys know about that. And I also will be doing a future collaboration with Still Knicks fans on his YouTube channel as well. So without further ado, I think I'm gonna jump into research mode early. And as I jump into research mode, I do want to answer Knicks will be champs question. He said, "What's the bigger risk, trading for key pieces?" Uh, how does my sound? Is my sound okay, y'all? I was told that I had a slight echo. Hopefully, my sound is good. Before I continue, let me know how my sound is. Maybe I'm gonna back away from the mic a little bit. Oh, my sound is fire? Okay, cool. So I'm gonna back away from the mic a little bit. But I do want to answer that question though. What's the bigger risk, trading pieces for a center or throwing the big men on our roster to the Wolves? I'm gonna say this: there is no trades happening right now. Right now, everyone's pretty much locked into going into training camp. Only way a big move goes down if somebody like Kevin Durant says he wants out, right? Then maybe there's a fishbowl sound sort of. I sound like I'm in a fishbowl. Hold on, let me try to make a tweak real quick. Yeah, my mic sound has been giving me trouble all day. Let me try to make a tweak. So I won't sound like that. I'm gonna try lowering the volume a little bit. Does that sound a little better? Just a little bit. Hopefully that sounds a little better. My sound effects should be good, right? Don't forget to subscribe
to my channel.
Sounds better? Okay, cool. So we're gonna push forward. Um, in terms of bringing it back to what I was saying about Knicks will be champs question, right? I do think that because there's no trades unless a major star becomes available, you're going to have to wait until at least December 15th. That's when you're going to be able to actually make a move for some of the guys that are free agents that were signed, right? So no moves right now. So pretty much you can sign. I know they worked out a guy. I think his name is Yuri Overstein. Hopefully I'm saying it right. They're working out some free agents. There are free agents available. I mean, I'm not going to act like these guys are world class, but you could get some veterans out there, right? I think JaVale McGee's out there if he didn't retire. I don't remember seeing anything like that. Bismack Biyombo, he's not a 7-footer though, but he's somebody who's definitely a really good shot blocker and a decent rebounder. So I don't know if I would look for a trade because it's not even an option. I think that I honestly, personally, if it was up to me, I'm gonna give Precious the light. I think that's why they gave him the $6 million deal. He didn't get no veteran minimums and nothing like that. I do think that they have him in high esteem. So I think that's how I would answer that question. Also, I would like them to bring in Scat, right? So let's see. Somebody else says something. After the 94 season, Ewing should have been reduced to a second option. Hey, yo, save that for Wednesday night. Knicks will be champs. We're going to get to that. Let me jump into research mode, though. How? Right? So I want to start this pod off by giving RIP condolences to Frank Selvey. This guy's an OG. He died at age 91. I mean, how many of us would want to live to that age? I just want to give him definitely a couple of seconds of silence. The man was hooping, right? He had 100-point game in college. And he's the only player to actually do it in the NCAA Division I basketball game. So I just wanted to give him the light. He played with the Knicks back in the day. If you want to read up more on this guy, you can check out this article. Got some good stuff. Look, he got a little bit of hops too. Let me see if I can scroll up a little bit. He got a little bit of hops too. That's him, I guess he's trying to do a layup. I'm not sure what he was doing, but he is kind of high, right? So this dude goes back all the way to back in the days. He played with the Knicks, the Lakers, the Hawks, he had a decent career. He played 9 seasons, so I just wanted to give him a light salute to him, man. Um, so I'm gonna move over to the next. I see some of you guys talking about the '90s topics already, man. We gotta save that for Wednesday. I'm not even gonna tell you what my perspective is. If you want to see us talk about that conversation with still Knicks fans, you gotta be in the building. Um, no, I think he got injured in '97. Ewan should have been a second option. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Salute the big task at hand, man. Everybody's starting to file in. Like, once again, sorry for my tardiness. Has had a lot of technical difficulties, man. The average person would have gave up by now, but I'm still here riding strong because we got to talk about this Nick talk, man. We definitely got to talk about this Nick talk. Now, we did lose somebody, one of the staff members. I'm bad at, I'm got bad at pronouncing foreign names. I'm gonna say Ndaye. Hopefully, I got that right. So Makar Ndaye, he was the Knicks director of international and pro scouting. He's leaving the organization to join the Mavs front office, right? No hate here, no love lost. We lost a couple of people that was a part of the staff, whether it be coaching and other, executive positions in the front office and things of that nature. Hey, that's just a part of the process of becoming a better team, right? You're going to lose pieces. People are going to, look to, take your key guys, especially if they have had a pivotal job or pivotal role in your success, right? They're saying that this guy, Ende, he was responsible behind the scenes for the acquisition of OG and Dante DiVincenzo, right? And then he also left this message here. Hey, everyone, just wanted to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to the Knicks organization for an incredible 9 years. As I move forward, I'm proud to know that I contributed to the team being in a better place. Good luck to the Knicks and their amazing fan base. Salute to you, man. Salute to that brother there, man. No hate here, right? We never do no hating. We straight out of Kings County. Well, I'm straight out of Kings County, right? Most of y'all from New York City, so we don't do no hating over here. We got to salute the guys moving forward in their careers because that's what it's about. It's about growing, right? You don't want to be stuck in a position where you're stagnant. And all the best to this brother. And yeah, that's all for that. I'm gonna move a little fast today because got a little late start. Not that many topics, and I will get to the flagship topic. By the way, the topics are to the right of the screen here. We definitely will be talking about Brunson, and we'll be talking about the flagship topic, of course. I'm gonna get to that later. I'm gonna explain what I mean by old media finally giving us our credibility, right? Did a poll earlier today that kind of hinted towards that. The Knicks definitely getting the limelight. I'll get to that later. We're going to talk about what else could we talk about? Oh, wow, I didn't load the new overlay. I got the old overlay up. Hold on, I could change that right quick, y'all. My bad on that. This is episode 11, not episode 10. I'm going to change that. Give me 2 seconds. In the meantime, let me see what you guys talking about in the chat. Let's see. Big task at hand. Got his salute. Here the Mav goes again. Yo, you know something funny, Big Task? He says the Mavs can't stay away from the people of the Knicks. That's a fact. And I feel like ever since this whole, maybe even KP thing, I think that there's been a big thing between us and Dallas where, there's some chippiness going on. Like they might have felt like we stole Brunson. And the argument could be made that, hey, there was some tampering, right? I don't care at this point. It is what it is to me. We already got fined and things of that nature. By the way, I updated the topics, right? So I'm not really tripping over, Dallas and what they do. At the end of the day, let me tell you something. And I said this before. I can't remember on what platform, but because I'm on Twitter all day or all the platforms all day talking this Knick talk. But I said that the big three for the Knicks is no longer Brunson and players. The big three for the Knicks is Brunson, Tibbs, Leon Rose. And then, of course, you have Nick Fury, which would be James Dolan in the background, just putting up the money, right? But that's the big three. So as long as we have those three guys, we don't have nothing to worry about. I'm just going to keep it real. So like I said, I got the new topics on the screen. Oh, wait, I didn't transition. Hold on, let me. Pow. So these are the new topics, right? We're going to talk about the credibility, like I said, which is the flagship topic. We'll also talk about Bleacher Reports and the hypocrisy. I know Bleacher Report has a whole bunch of writers, different writers, but I'm just saying, like, as a respectful publication, I think that you need to have more creative or some sort of, gatekeeper when it comes to content. Because I mean, if you read one article 1 minute, then you read another article in the next minute, these two articles are contradicting each other. I just can't get over that. Listen, I'm down with new media, right? I'm down with, the internet and everybody doing their thing, but come on, guys, right? We'll also talk about Knicks Fan Con. Some of you guys might have went. If you guys went to Knicks Fan Con, when we get to that topic, I want to hear your thoughts on that for sure. We'll talk a little bit about Precious Achua. We'll talk about the Ops and their new move, right? Maybe a move that we kind of hinted towards even on the last podcast, but that's cool. We'll get into Word on the Street and more. So I'm gonna jump a little fast. But salute to everybody who just joined the show, right? I just introduced the topics. We just getting started. You didn't miss nothing. You're in the right place at the right time. We did not talk about flagship yet, which is the main topic that was on the thumbnail. Let's see. Joe Curry says, I can't stand Texas teams. Facts, Joe Curry. The Spurs. Every time I think about the Spurs, right? Every time I hear the Spurs, I can't help but think about 1999. We're going to talk more about that on Wednesday. Make sure you're there, Joe Curry, when we do level-headed Knicks talk. We'll be talking about Patrick Ewing. But, man, let me tell you something. Them Spurs, boy. If there's a team in Texas I don't like the most, it's probably the Spurs, only because 1999. After that, we haven't really had too many run-ins with them. But then you got the Mavericks, right? Of course, we just talked about them. And then the Rockets, they 94. It's Texas, man. Joe, you right. You on the money, man. Texas, that's not our town. That's not a place that we want to be in as Knicks fans. Oh man, salute in the building. New York City. Let's go. Let's go, Sam. Glad to see you in the building. Let's see. Sam said, did I see Mark Cuban on the Daily Show? I did not see that. When was he on the Daily Show today? I wonder when he was on. Let me know when he was on there. I'll check the clip out. I didn't get a chance to watch that. Salute to Maxine in the building. Definitely, I don't have it pinned in the chat yet. I'm going to pin it in a second. But if you want to join the Discord server, my man Sam's in there. My man Coach is in there. We have great conversations. It's a 24/7 Knicks chat. Definitely get inside the Discord server. You could go to www.theobjectiveknicksfan.com. Link is in the description. I will put it in the chat in a second. Didn't get a chance to do that. But you can go there, join the Discord server, Knicks Tape Madness. And definitely we have a free Knick hat giveaway too. I got a new hat coming too any day now. Hopefully it comes before Wednesday so I can rock it on the stream. But definitely get inside that Discord server so we can have more conversations outside of YouTube. Let's see. Yeah, Joe, we hate the Rockets too, for sure. Facts. Astros, oh my God. Let's not even talk about baseball. Oh my God, yo. I swear. I haven't watched too much Yankees this year. I am a Yankees fan. No offense to the Met fans. We all New York City today. Let's no rivalries when it comes to that. But I'm gonna say this. Boy, if there's a team that I can't stand in recent years, them Astros, boy. Every year we get them in the playoffs. They bump us, bro. When they had that dude, what was his name? Altuve. Oh my God, I don't even want to talk about baseball. Don't want to talk about baseball. But anyway. Oh yeah, definitely, Sam. Put that in the Discord. I want to check that out. I gotta check that out. Yeah. No, Coach. It's gonna be Wednesday night, not Thursday. Wednesday night, Coach. Wednesday night is gonna be a banger. We're gonna be talking about Patrick Ewing. Salute the Coach in the building, by the way. I see you in the building, Coach. I saw you on Still Knicks fans too, yo, Coach. Man, you be around, Coach. Knicks will be champs as a Met fan. Hey, Knicks will be champs. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. We on the same side right now, at least for this show. Then we could go back to Yankees Mets rivalry later, all right? But we on the same team. We definitely on the same team. Let me see where I want to go next. I'm gonna run through the news right quick. All right, let's get to the ops, right? Let's get to the ops. Let's see. So we got this brother here, Gershon Yabusele, right? He joined the Sixers, right? Let me pause this video. We don't want to get flagged. Anyway, so this Yatusabe kid, sorry if I butchered his name. I'm not good with international names. But he joins the Philadelphia 76ers on a 1-year deal. He's a power forward, 6'8". Of course, we all see. I wish I had the dunk on the screen. I think they do got the dunk on the screen. No, they don't. But we all seen the dunk that he did on LeBron, right? I've even seen memes comparing the LeBron dunk to the dunk from our guy, the European guy we had. What was his name? That got dunked on by Frederick Weiss. There you go. Boom. When Vince Carter dunked on Frederick Weiss, they had literally had Yabusele's dunk on LeBron parallel to that photo of, Frederick Weiss. Oh, my God. Crazy. Anyway, I don't want to think about Frederick Weiss. Bottom line is, Philadelphia 76ers, they saw this kid put in work in the Olympics. They went out and got him, right? I've been bashing the Sixers all along, right? You guys know it, especially if you've been watching all the streams. I said that they don't have a power forward. Well, guess what? They went out and signed the power forward. And they got this kid, Yabusele. Now, one thing I want to say about Yabusele, right? Remember, and I'm going to highlight it so you guys can see it. You see this right here? Yabusele played sparingly, 2 seasons for the Celtics, being waived in the summer of 2019, which was only 5 years ago, right? He played in China. He spent 2 seasons in the ASVEL in France, right? A team that's owned by Tony Parker. Oh, wow, Tony Parker getting that bag. Before signing with Real Madrid in the summer of 2021, he spent the past 3 seasons with the Spanish Giants, right? In the Euro League, right? And he won a title in 2023, not bad. But look what he averaged. He averaged 9.6 points, 43% from three-point range is pretty good on 2.6 attempts. Now, I understand Euro leagues is different. Points is not really that much of a factor. But, the kid, he tried it in the NBA, didn't make it. So we see a lot of guys overseas put in work, right? We see a lot of guys, they put up great numbers or they have great success, right? Because sometimes in EuroLeague, you can't really look at numbers and stuff like that. But at the same time, these guys perform pretty well. So the Sixers getting this kid, am I scared? No. Is it a possibility that he could have improved? And in his improvement, he's going to be a force. He's going to be a factor, possibly. But they're still going to start Martin. From what I'm seeing, I don't think this article touched on it. There's a couple of articles I read on this. I think it does touch on it. It says one of the biggest moves of the summer, signing Paul George, right? While the Sixers also retained Kelly Oubre, Kyle Lowry as free agents, and they signed Caleb Martin and Andre Drummond. They are light options at the power forward behind Martin. So the kid Martin, Caleb Martin, as it listed here on ESPN, they think he's going to be the starter. So they're going to start Martin with George, right? Now, if Yabusele is balling, he may get the opportunity to start. But that was a good pickup. I'm not going to lie, because they need a forward at least. Even whether he starts or plays, it's good to have another forward there because Paul George, half those guys injury prone. So you don't want to get caught up like that. What do you guys think about the ops? Let's see what you guys talking about. Yeah, it's all good, Coach. It's going to be Wednesday. Because, Coach, I was doing Level-Headed Knicks Talk on Thursdays, but I do another show on another platform outside of sports. So I had to move Level-Headed Knicks Talk to Wednesdays, right? And then, we'll see how long that'll last. But any change I make to the schedule, I'll let you guys know. Of course, this week inside the New York Knicks, this podcast will always be Mondays. Sometimes the time changes. Sometimes I might even hit you with a pre-recorded, but this podcast will always be Mondays. So, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Let me see. If the Nets trade Cam Johnson to help their rebuild, I would not like Brooklyn. Should have kept the Islanders. Well, I don't like Brooklyn, period. Let me just say that. So, Joe, I'm not sure if you're a Brooklyn fan. I'm a keep it New York friendly today, the same way I said with the Mets. So I'm not going to take shots at the Nets, right? We're going to keep it friendly. But no French player ever plays well in New York. That's a fact. Joe Curry, I like Joe Curry, man. Salute to Joe Curry. Top of some science. You right about the Philly stuff. Is he any better than Precious or Joe? I'm going to say no. Those guys played in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So, Coach, I think that was a leading question. I think you probably feel eye to eye with me. I'm not too worried about Yasabe, Yatasable, or Yabusale. Sorry if I'm butchering the name, but I'm not concerned about him because a lot of these guys put in work in FIBA, but they don't pan out in the NBA. He's already been to the NBA. I'm not sure if some of you guys knew that. That's why I wanted to touch on that. Right? I don't want to spend too much time on the ops, so we're gonna move forward. We're gonna move to one of our guys. Now we're gonna talk about Jericho Sims. He's fully guaranteed, though we knew that was coming. This was the actual deadline that just passed in order to make Jericho Sims 1-year contract, $2.09 million guaranteed for the season, right? And yeah, I mean, salute to Sims for getting another deal. It was only partially guaranteed, right? So that's how partially guaranteed contracts works. So you have a deadline as to when you can sign them. So the Knicks decided to pick up his option. I mean, honestly, there was no other options. So it wasn't like they had these free agents that were available in order to replace Sims. So we already kind of knew that was going to happen. But we kind of mentioned Sims last week when we talked about the injuries and the fact that this could be his first offseason really coming in with no real health ailments, right? Because he took care of a lot of his stuff later on in the playoffs. You know, that's why he didn't play in the playoffs. Because at some points I was asking what happened to Sims, but that's what it was. I believe he had shoulder surgery or some type of surgery. If it wasn't shoulder surgery, he had surgery or something. That's why he didn't play. So all of that's cleared up. So now he's going to be able to work out before the season starts. And I'm hopeful that it could pan out, for Sims. Is Yabusale better than Jericho Sims? Jericho Sims been in the NBA, right? This Yasable kid, he didn't pan out. Not to say that he can't make it, but just don't let that Olympic smoke him. The one dunk on LeBron. Remember, LeBron was dunking it on everybody on their team. LeBron was putting in work, and he blocked the Yabusale shot off the glass too, right? I know that don't get the same light, but LeBron definitely did that. So it wasn't like LeBron was Frederick Weiss, So I think those memes was kind of crazy. I digress. But yeah, Jericho Sims, I think that it's good. I think it's a good look for the kid. I think that he'll get some opportunities because we ain't really got anybody else in the event that Mitchell Robinson gets hurt, right? We don't want Mitchell Robinson to get hurt, but we have to be objective Knicks fans, level-headed Knicks talk. You know how we do. We can't just be super fan. Oh, the Knicks are the greatest at everything and ignore possible shortcomings, right? OG Anunoby and Mitchell Robinson, both injury prone. So Jericho Sims, to me, it was definitely important, bringing him to the fold. Let me see what you guys talk about. Coach says, isn't Caleb a small forward? Yo, Coach, that's their problem. But you're right. Yeah, he is a small forward. He's a power forward. Philly needs a power forward. Yeah, but Joe, they talking about bringing him off the bench. I had faith in Dadia. Hey, oh shoot, I wasn't even thinking about Dadia when Curry said French players don't play well in New York. Well, he got 4 years. Maybe three, definitely 2 years guaranteed. But you know how the Knicks are with them 3 year, 4 years, they'll get rid of you. The Knicks will get rid of you if you ain't really panning out. Remember, RJ got the contract and then got traded, right? So if RJ can get traded, anybody can get traded, right? Quickly got traded. So he has 2 years to show us something. To be fair, I'm not going to root against the kid. Embiid needs whoever he can get to beat the Knicks. No hate, bumland, but I live here trying to be friendly. Yo, Joe, it's okay. Yo, today is a friendly day. If you ride with the Mets, you ride with the Nets, I'm not coming for you today. So yeah, we're gonna be friendly. But no, but don't be friendly to the ops. I just caught that. Yeah, you could come for Philly. Because they're gonna be coming for us. And they fans ain't holding no punches, right? They were mad when we called them little bro. But that's the truth. If Sims works on staying down and not always jumps to commit fouls and work on free throw shooting and passing, he's good. Yeah, I think that's a lot, free throws, not fouling, staying down. shooting and passing, that's a lot to work on in one summer. Though you're right, if he improves on those things, he'll be great. I think that Jericho Sims, I think that the key for him would be to get comfortable with actually getting time in key moments. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, when they put him in the game, I believe, when was that they put him in the game? Did he play in the playoffs? I can't even remember. He might have played. Yeah, I think he did play one game in the playoffs. And so what happened with Jericho Sims was when he got in the game, he literally looked like a deer in headlights. He just was like scared to get a rebound, like to the point where it would seem like he was scared to make a mistake. I need to see that, right? I think that if he can work on his mindset, he did play in the playoffs. Now that I remember, right? He didn't do much, so it wasn't something to remember. But at the same time, you got to be able to play in the moment. Like me, for example, right? Coming up in New York City, Kings County, especially, I played in some hostile environments when I played ball, right? So I'm talking about projects. Anywhere you can hoop where the hoopers were, I was there, right? And so when you go into these environments, right, the one thing that we always used to say is you cannot freeze up. You always play your game. I don't care who you playing against. To the recent times where I played in some semi-pro leagues against guys that played in the G League, guys that played pro, even guys that played in the NBA, right? Playing against these guys, right, at a higher level. I always look to play my game. Yeah, we may not win. Yeah, it may not be, as easy, or it may be tough, right? It may be intimidating, right? Going up against guys who are bigger than you, played, more accomplished than you, right? But at the same time, you always play your game. And I feel like that's something that Sims really has to really work on, because behind Mitchell Robinson, there will be opportunity. Let's see. Joe says, I don't have faith in Pacome Dadier. He's French. If he was Haitian, I would have faith. Yo, I like Joe, man. Salute to Joe, yeah. Joe keeping it real, man. Listen, as long as we don't be too crazy with the ad hom attacks, I don't mind you keeping it real. I want you to keep it real. Definitely keeping it real. Dadier is better than Frank Ntilikina was at this point. Knicks will be champs. I'm going to say, I hope. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to see what it looks like on the floor. I will say, only based on the way the roster's constructed, Frank Ntilikina might get more time than Pacome Dadier. Because remember, the Knicks also they'll move guys. So, like, Juice is going to play the 2, right? Dante might play the 3. Josh Hart might play the 4. So, with that factor there, that takes away possible minutes for Pacome Dadier, because those guys going to also get time, right? Then you got Tyler Kolek, right, who will be a point guard in the rotate. I don't know where, right? You also got Campaign, who can play 1 and 2. So when you got guys that can play 1 and 2, or they put them at 1 or 2, they'll slide 2 guards to small forward. So Dante might play 3. Remember all right, so best example of this is the Nova Boy lineup from last year with Deuce McBride. That's the perfect example of what I'm talking about. Everybody slid over because Brunson is the one, so everybody else slid over. So, I don't think Pacome Dadier gets the same time Frank got. Because when Frank played with the Knicks, the teams were, mediocre at best. I'm saying it to be nice. We got to be real. I know we Knicks fans. Those Knicks teams were not good. So that's why Frank was able to get minutes and time. I don't know if Pacome Dadier. I think, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. Even though Pacome Dadier got the contract, I might even see a world where the Kevin McCullough kid gets more light than Pacome Dadier. I'm not trying to take shots at him. I'm just saying that they gave this kid, Kevin McCullough Jr., a 2-way contract. They didn't even see the kid play. So, and if the kid lives up to the hype they expect, maybe he gets brought up into a contract and joins the actual active roster. I don't know. A lot of unknowns. But I'm just, for all the Pacome Dadier fans, I'm just giving you some fair, pushback. I do want to jump into Comic-Con for a second. Hold on. Do I got the Comic-Con? I don't got the Comic-Con article. So Comic-Con, or the Fan Con, right? Which they kind of is like a playoff of the Comic-Con. They had a panel with the Knicks. It was Spike Lee, Walt Clyde, Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, the dude, I can't remember his name, the African dude that he's on MSG. Can't remember his name, but anyway, he was there. He was like doing the hosting, and they had a really interesting panel. Walt Clyde. One thing I like about Walt Clyde, man, yo, he ain't on TV. He was a little bit more, uh, loose with with the word, not as proper, not as stuck up, or I don't want to say stuck up, but when you're on TV, like if you see how I am on these streams, right? And now if you see I go on TV, I can't be as straight out of King's Can. I might try to bring that energy, but when you go on TV, you gotta, tone it down just a little bit, right? So it was good seeing Walt Clyde like that. Definitely Spike Lee. Spike Lee was there, and he was like F Boston, right? Spike Lee was just he's like, I can't wait for the season. And he was going in. He pointed out a Celtic fan. First of all, why, if you are a Celtic fan, why are you at the Knick panel? Like that's like me going to the South. That's like me with my objective Knick fan gear on, right? I bleed orange and blue. By the way, check out the merch. Go to the shop. See what I got. Working on some new designs. But that's like me going like this to a Celtic panel with I don't know, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Kevin McHale or somebody. Come on, dude. That'll be crazy. Why would I be there with my Knicks stuff on? Nah. You know what? I might do it. And you know what's funny? I ain't gonna lie. I might do it. I have an idea. I'm gonna save it until I'm ready. But I'm gonna do some crazy trolling this season. You're gonna see the objective Knicks fans outside a little bit more, and I'm gonna do some crazy trolling. I'm just gonna say that. I'm gonna say that. But Walt Clyde at this fan con, I think Fanatics is the one that put it together. But anyway, he was saying how this team has a lot of similarities to his Knick championship teams, and that's a high honor. Us as Knick fans, we not all of us go back to the '70s, but we all know that with those teams in the '70s, winning championships, what that embodied, right? Walt Clyde sort of being the one of the leaders on that team. Have, of course, the captain Willis Reed. I had him 2A, 2B with Ewing, and Walt Clyde is my favorite. He's just my favorite Knick all time in terms of, I think that he's the best. He's the best all time Knick, in my opinion, right? 2 championships. Can't forget what he did in the finals. And then, when I say my Walt Clyde, when he said I had 37 points, I had, what he said, 19 assists or something crazy like that. 7 rebounds, right? He was just talking his talk. He was talking his talk. It's a good watch. It's on YouTube, by the way. If you're in the Discord, I'll put it in the server if you didn't see it. But yeah, it was a good watch, man. But this is where he said that Wilcox said, I see the vibes. I see a lot of the similarities with our championship team, starting with the coach, Tom Thibodeau. He's like Red Holzman. I know some of you guys don't want to hear that. He holds the guys accountable, and they're defensive oriented, which I think is the major key about this team. And the players actually like each other, which is another key about this team. That's why I did a short yesterday on TikTok, IG, and I think I put it on Twitter. But I did a short talking about a clip from last week when I'm glad the way the Knicks handled the whole Jalen Brunson captain ceremony, right? Where it wasn't just Randall that didn't show up. Half the guys didn't show up because it was a spontaneous, spur-of-the-moment event, and people couldn't change their, arrangements around. So, I'm happy that they put out videos from the guys that weren't there, and the first video out with Julius Randle, because they would have used that as an angle to say, see, Randle's disgruntled. Oh, Randle didn't sign, so there must be So I'm expecting that to come up. I mean, not too much right now, because old media trying to put us in the positive light, trying to give us that credibility. We're going to talk about that in a second. If you hear for that flagship topic, we didn't talk about it yet. I'm working my way to it. But at the same time, right, they're going to use these tactics to try to, divide us the way they did Boston. And I talked about that. But these Knicks, chemistry-wise, they have it together. So I agree with everything Walt Clyde's saying right now. He's a legend. He knows. He watches the team, covers the team. He's there for a lot of the home games, not all the home games. but he's definitely somebody whose opinion is valuable, and the players actually like each other. So yeah, I'm siding with that. I think this is going to be our year. So Walcott saying that he thinks this year is going to be our year, but health is going to be a big factor. Definitely, health is the biggest factor. But, 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 I don't want this to happen. But if OG goes down, the Mikal Bridges trade covers him, right? It covers him. If Mitch goes down, now that's the challenge. Mitch going down playoff time. That's bad. That's what we don't need. So December 15th, there could be a trade, could be a tweak. There's none happening right now now that I think of. Let me see what you guys talk about. Salute to everybody in the building rocking out with me right now. Let me see. Clyde loves Jalen. Facts. I agree, but they don't need to produce now. Oh, that's a good poll. That's a good poll. So, Coach, you don't think that they need to produce now? I guess we need to really clarify and see what do you mean by produce now, because I also agree. I don't think they have to win a championship this year. I honestly think that for Julius Randle is kind of a tight window, but I think the window for Randle is to see what is the value we sign him at. By the way, salute to still Knicks fans. He has a really good interview. I finally managed to finish watching it where he interviewed Alan Hahn. And Alan Hahn says a lot of good things in that video. But one of the things Alan Hahn said about Julius Randle was the guy's coming off shoulder surgery. You want to at least see what it looks like before you give him 4 years, 181, right? Or you want to gauge what his value is, right? And I think that's more so what's going on right now. I don't think that Julius Randle and the Knicks are at odds. I just think that they both are moving strategic. Remember, it's CAA Mafia, as we always say. So Randle's window is the only one that's kind of like tight, but I think it's tight more so from a contract, evaluation of what his contract should be. The rest of the guys, they all got like 3 years on their contract. Besides Mitch too. Mitch, he's definitely due for an extension as well. But there was Mitch did mention he made reference to wanting to be a Knick for the rest of his life. So I don't think Mitchell Robinson's contract will be hard to negotiate either. But to keep it back to what we're talking about, I think the Knicks got 2 to 3 years to get this championship done. We want them to win the championship this year. And I really do believe they could get there, but give it 2 to 3 years. If that's what Coach is talking about, I agree with that. I really do. I really do. Let me see, got a lot of comments, y'all. Salute to you guys. If I miss your comment, I apologize. We got a lot of comments, but just reading some that are interesting. Also, if you want, you can send a super chat. Definitely, I will read all super chats. That's no ifs, ands, or buts. But I'm trying to see what you guys talking about. When I said they don't need to produce, I was talking about the Rooks. Well, the Rooks ain't even going to produce. But how do you feel about what I just said, though, Coach, about the championship? Producing a championship. If you're looking for New York to build a dynasty around someone to take a leap from my rookies right away, I would trade, pick up Bay or Okoro. Why, Joe Curry? Why you want Bay or Okoro? We got too many forwards. Dadiat, McBride. Don't want to trade. Ooh, that's another thing Alan Hahn talked about in that interview. Deuce McBride could go in the trade, y'all. It's not because we want to trade Deuce. We love Deuce. He's a part of the core 8, if you ask me. When I say core 8, I mean the 8-man rotation. But at the same time, if you could get a Jalen Duran, if you could get I'm not sure how many of you guys would want to trade for Walker Kessler. I like Walker Kessler, but if you could get a center that doesn't make that much money, I'm talking about around that $4 or $5 million range. Deuce is around that $4 or $5 million range. You can't trade Precious until January. So would it be wise to trade Precious when he is like the only other at least 4 or 5 you're comfortable with in the rotation, right? Because Precious got a lot of minutes in the playoffs. So more than likely, got Tyler Kolek and Campaign. It's not to say they're going to trade Deuce, but if you could get a Jalen Durant, somebody like that caliber, young, talented center, just saying. Let me see. Coach was saying something earlier. Let me see if I can scroll up a little bit. I do believe Kolek will play this year and eventually crack that rotation. Yeah, Coach. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Deuce, trade Deuce. And Kolek definitely will have opportunities to play. Joe Curry, I'm worried about the Spurs getting Randall. You know what? I'm going to go off the rails for a second. I want to check something out. You said the Spurs. I had an article somewhere that talked about the Nets being the only team really with significant money. Now, we do know anybody could clear significant money. I'm curious to see why he says the Spurs. Why do you say the Spurs? I'm going to pull up their sports track right quick, only because I'm really curious to see why he brought up the Spurs. Let me bring up the Spurs sports track. Let me see why he said that. So I'm going to go to the 26 salary cap. By the way, Sports Track is the best website. If you want to see about money, teams money, players money, is the best website. They break it down. This is our favorite site to go on. Out of curiosity, I'm curious to see. So this is, by the way, this is 25-26, y'all, all right? So this is next year cap situation for the Spurs. I see they got Devin Vassell. He has a $27 million cap hit. Victor Vim, of course, that's a rookie extension. Sohan, more than likely they're gonna bring Sohan back. All right. Oh, they got some cap hit. Oh, they got Trey Jones cap hit. Chris Paul. Chris Paul could retire. Okay. Let me see what the numbers is looking like. I don't know. I don't think the Spurs got the money because they 126. Let me see. So 126. I think they're gonna want to bring Trey Jones back. Oh, well, I just don't think they have enough money because if you bring Trey Jones back, they'll have about, because the cap is 154, they'll have about $29 million, give or take, depending on rookie contracts, how it plays out. I don't think that's going to be enough to get Randall. They would have to trade. Like, if they really want to get Randall, they would have to trade one of these guys, which they possibly could do. Keldon Johnson, Zach Collins, right? $18 million. I think they would look to move that contract. But yeah, I mean, some moving pieces though. It's not a clear cut. Get Randall. The team you should be worried about is the Nets. The Nets have the money. From what I read, the Nets will be the team to have the bag next year. Everybody else will have to trade into getting the bag. What you guys talking about? Take a sip of water. Joe Curry says you hit the nail on the head. You want Durant. Yeah, Durant is talented. I think that he's one of the few players I think I would trade Deuce for. The championship window is at least 4 or 5 years. Salute to Jabroni Z. He says the championship window's at least 4 to 5, maybe 5 years. Look at how long it took Boston. That's a fact. Boston did take a minute to get there. Boston, who else? The Nuggets, right? Who else? A little bit of Milwaukee, too. They kind of was fighting. Toronto, technically. I mean, they made the one move for Kawhi. I mean, I don't think it's going to take that long. Because you already... All right, so... I know we got a new team. I know RJ's gone. Quickly's gone. Toppin's gone, right? A lot of those guys from that 2021 team pretty much gone. Just Randall, Mitch are like the only two left. But I think that you have to factor that in to the fold at least. I mean, we're going on our 4th year out of 5 where we're gonna make the playoffs. So I don't think we need 4 or 5 more years. I just think that we need to be healthy going into the postseason. And when we're healthy going into the postseason, then we'll really get a real gauge as to where we are. And then once we see where we are, whether it's championship, whether it's Eastern Conference, whether it's finals, you can make tweaks. So it could take 4 to 5 years, but I'm just letting you know, if it takes 4 to 5 years, it won't be with the Nova boys, right? Maybe just Brunson. I mean, I think that they would try to really redo the team. You know, maybe keep OG because OG's kind of young and he also got a big 5-year deal. And Bridges too. I could see them building around Bridges too, because Bridges will also have an extension. He's definitely going to get extended. That's not even a debate. But the rest of those guys might be trade bait, including the other Nova boys. At that point, if you're talking about a 4 to 5 year window. Let's see. Salute to the chat, y'all. Joe Curry says, I'll pay Randall. I'll pay him too. I think that it's a valuation, man. I think that they're waiting to see what number they're comfortable with offering Randall. But like we did talk about in the last level head and Knicks talk, we did expose the fact that this would be Randall's opportunity at a bag because he sacrificed like $80 million already. Not going to pull up the article, but we talked about that. Go watch that episode. Let me see. Ooh, Coach hit us with because he's from Texas. Ooh, I didn't even think about that. Man. Randall decides he wants to go home. Makes sense. It makes sense from a standpoint of Wemby's going to be the guy. He's going to take all the pressure off of Randall. Trey Jones, if he can develop a little bit. It'd be interesting to see. When Jabroni says, when I say window, I'm saying a legit opportunity to win it all with this core. We could legit win it all next season. Oh, you want to keep the core together for 4 or 5 years? I don't know if they'll keep the core together for 4 to 5 years. I think they're going to give the core till their contract's up. So I think Dante and Hart, or at least one of them, have 3 years left on their deal. So when it's time to re-up, unless you win a championship, I don't think nobody gets extended. Even Tibbs. Remember, Tibbs got a 3-year extension too. So I think that that's really the window, the 3-year. I think the 3-year is the realistic window. Now, what could extend the window is a Boston-like run where you get into the finals and losing. You're always making it to the Eastern Finals. You know, I don't think you give up on a team like that. Right? Especially if you still got guys that are young. Right? If you got guys that are 36, 37 in year. So yeah, let me move along with the Comic-Con. I talked about Walt Clyde. Let's see where I'm at in my notes. I talked about Walt Clyde. I don't think there was nothing else really there. I mean, Brunson said, somebody asked a question, would Brunson wrestle Halliburton in the WWE? Who cares about that? I mean, it's good for the fans because WWE is a huge entity, entertainment-wise, but I don't think nobody cares about that. And then let me see. I had another article with Josh Hart talking about the no allows guy. But no, that was the roommate's. I got to get to that. My fault. I'm jumping the gun. I'm trying to think anything else from the fan con. If you guys were there, let me know anything else from the fan con that we should know. Like I said, Spike Lee was talking spicy. What else would happen? Couple of jokes, crazy jokes. Nothing else to really write home about. I'm definitely gonna go next year. Hopefully, it's in New York next year for sure. I found out about this too late. I don't even know where they was promoted at. I did see. I think the Roommates podcast did promote it, but when I saw it on there, it was just too late. Like, you know, like I was trying to go to their event, but my son's birthday is that same weekend, so I can't even go to the roommates event that they're having next month. So, but yeah, I wish I would have known about it. I definitely would have been there with my camera. I would have had all that footage. Heart plays with heart. When I say, let me see, final opportunity, it's his time with Randall. Randall is the oldest Knick. If we sign him to a 5-year extension, he's 35. That good. Well, the max I think right now is the 4-year 189. I don't know what the 5-year would look like. I only saw a 4-year 189. But the crazy part about it is, I think if because of that 10-year veteran extension, I think if Randall waits next year, his bag definitely goes up tremendously. Which could be a bad thing for the Knicks because 2nd April, here we come. Because look, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna use the Spurs as an example, real quickly, just to really touch on the contract. When you look at this number right here, you see this number right here, this cap maximum, that's 154. This is counting the new TV money. Because this year's cap is 141. Right? So it's a 10% bump. That's your 10% bump, y'all. The 154. That's already counting the new TV money. Right? And then I'll show you next year just to have reference. Right? So forget all this. I don't care about the San Antonio Spurs. I'm just showing you how the contracts are already, the money, the new TV money is already there. See? It goes from 154 to 170. That's that 10% bump. So even with the new money, you can't just throw the money around because they added the 10% bump to prevent that. So I'm gonna jump out of the fan con. Like I said, if you're in the Discord, I'll post the link in there so you can watch it. I'm gonna jump to Carmelo. So Melo says that championship contending Knicks are only worried about the Celtics, not the 76ers. And I'm gonna definitely stamp that because I don't want to hear about this Yabu Sali dude. I only read my news mostly, so I didn't see the old media clips. Maybe they're not even talking about it yet. But I don't want to hear Yabu Sali puts them over the Knicks. I don't want to hear that crap. I mean, to me, it's the same problem, especially if you're not playing the kid. And the kid is the only real power forward. So they got 2 centers, 1 power forward. That team is just not complete. They got a whole bunch of wing guys. They got the kid from Duke, Jared McCain, who's nasty. He ain't going to see the light of day because they got Eric Gordon, all these 2 guards. They got a team full of 2 guards. Then they got like 4 or 5 point guards. I think they got Lowry back, Reggie Jackson, Tyrese Maxey, and some other point guard I can't even remember. Like, I mean, the Philly, their team is just not balanced. They got too many guards. So I'm not really concerned about Philadelphia either. Milwaukee is a team, honestly, I'm going to keep it real. I might be more concerned about Milwaukee than Philly only because they got Dame and Giannis. Now, the rest of the team is not really that strong. Who did they bring in? I think they've signed somebody, but I'm not really worried about the Bucks either. But if I had to compare, in terms of, I think that we're the second best team in the East. I stand firm on that. I don't really care what no one else does. Unless they're trading for Kevin Durant or something crazy like that, I think that we're locked in at that number 2 spot. But I could see a world where Milwaukee, leapfrogs Philadelphia in the standings, in my world, and how I see it, right? But I'm with Melo on this comment because of a lot of reasons that I already said. But I like that Melo is really, the New York guys are standing up for the New York team because these guys, literally, I'm going to get the Bleacher Report in a second. And in Flagship, we didn't get the flag. If you just joined the chat, we didn't get the Flagship yet. We're working our way there. But my thing is, we need our New York guys to stand firm for us because these guys are trashing us, man. You got Draymond Green and these guys, right? You got Bleacher Report giving out conflicting messages. At 1 minute, we're one of the most improved teams. Next minute, we only going to win 49 games. Doesn't make sense when we already won 50 games last year. It's crazy. 4 to 5 years is a stretch. Knicks will be champs. Well, he to be fair, Jabroni wasn't saying that necessarily we had to win it in the 4 to 5 years. He was saying that give them that time. Not that we had to win it. He said he also didn't limit it and say we couldn't win it sooner. Joe Curry says we the best in the East. Listen, I'm gonna say this. Because we are a really good team, I am not gonna go against you, right? I think that you have your right to your opinion, and an argument can be made to say that we are the best team in the East. But at the same time, I'm level-headed, and this is just me. This doesn't have to be you, Joe. I can't ignore the Boston Celtics and what they were able to accomplish last year. Hold on. The Boston Celtics did everything I thought they was going to do, with the exception of one thing. And the one thing sort of happened, but it didn't happen for the team, was the crash and burn. I always thought that Boston would crash and burn, right? So they didn't. They just won. I knew it was going to look pretty. I knew they would be the number 1 seed. I knew all of that. But I really thought that losing KP, because he's another injury-prone player, that would kind of like lead to them crashing and burning. But because everybody was hurt in the East, didn't really matter. They managed to really run through the East. And then Dallas somehow got to the West Finals. I think there were some other teams in the West that could have matched Boston a lot better. Maybe even Minnesota with Rudy Gobert, his drop coverage. But only because KP wasn't there. I know Horford can manipulate a little bit too in that pick and pop, but I think Minnesota defensively, only because they got guys to really guard the rest of those guys, I think Minnesota would have gave them a better series. Not to say Minnesota would have won. I do think Minnesota would have gave Boston a better series. I also think Denver probably could have gave them a better. Only problem is Jokic at the 5, his defense. Horford would have a field day on the perimeter. That's the only problem. But outside of that, because KP got hurt, he would have got hurt possibly. Remember, he was hurt the whole playoffs and came back in the finals, which is crazy. That's not even something that you should do. So, yeah. Remember, KP will miss at least the first month of the season. That's crazy. We have a great chance to be the number 1 team in the East. It's possible. That's why I'm not arguing against you. I'm riding with you. I'm gonna still say second seed only because I'm level-headed, but at the same time, I'm riding with you. I think that what you're saying is definitely fair. Let me see. Knicks will be champs. Says contention, in my opinion, is pushing the team that wins it all. 6 or 7 games. Facts. That's true. Coach Nurse will OKC. Hold on. Can't even see that. Kareem Grant. Salute to you, Kareem Grant. I don't know why I can't see the comment. Like he was saying something, the coach. Oh, okay. Coach Nurse will be okay. 10 to 11 players. Trust me. Okay. You still think, whoa, Knicks will be, and by the way, Knicks will be champs has the best nickname on YouTube. He also has a 2-year window because he can say the Knicks don't win the championship this year. No, I meant 25-26. So salute the Knicks will be champs for that. He says he thinks the Knicks can win 66 games. I'm going to say, it's all possible. I'm saying 55, right? But I'm not going to put a cap on it. I'm saying that I think this team is better than last year's team, and we will win at least 5 more games, right? I think that's more than possible. Jabroni got his 57-25. That's fair, too. And I think 57-25 will have us competing with Boston for that top spot. Sure. Better than me, I think we'll win 63 games in our first chip. I'm riding with you guys. Trust me, I'm just telling you what my perspective is, but I'm riding with you guys. I'm not going to fight you. Not for that. All right, so let me let's ride on Bleacher Report, and then I'm gonna jump in the flagship. So I'm gonna ride on Bleacher Report for a second, right? You see this picture of our 2 defensive wings, right? All NBA defensive wings, hopefully this year, right? The reason why they got those two guys there is this reason. I'm going on. Is this reason. So they're predicting the NBA's most improved teams ahead of the season, right? You know, Bleacher Report, all these websites got predictions. ESPN, they all do it, right? Now, of course, Paul George is there. Okay, that's cool. But Dallas Mavericks is the #1 team. They feel like who's made the #1 improvements, right? Hard to argue that. They went to the finals. They got young guys who's getting better. Then they added Klay Thompson, Marshall, and Quentin Grimes. I know they lost Tim Hardaway. I know they lost. Who else they lost? They lost. Who else they lost? Jones, the Jones guy that was playing the defense on the perimeter, right? So yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue against Dallas, right? I know we don't like Texas teams, but at the same time, you know, yeah, they definitely they look good. They look good. It's hard to argue against that pick. They got the Memphis Grizzlies #2. I disagree with that. I disagree with that. They got Ja Morant. Granted, Ja Morant is nice. He's nice. He's an all-star, all-NBA caliber player. But at the same time, I mean, Jaren Jackson is solid offensively. I mean, I don't really like his game, to be honest. But he does get 20 points a game. I don't know how, but he only averages like 4 or 5 rebounds a game. Yes, he plays great defense, but I mean, Zach Edey, rookie, who's going to be the starting center. So that's a big role. I disagree with that. I think they're going to be better. You know, they're going to be a playoff team. But when I talk about improvement, I'm saying that, you know, you're going to go, because they were already a playoff team, right? They dropped off the map because of injuries. So I think they're going to get right back to like a little less than where they were. I don't got them as a 2nd seed. They could possibly be a 6th seed, you know? I don't know. I just don't like it. Then they got us at #3, right? So hold this thought, right? They got the Knicks at #3, right? We know we got Mikal Bridges. We know we read up on OG Anunoby. Even though we lost Hartenstein, I think we're still a better team because Hartenstein, to me, didn't make or break us, right? So this is written by Dan Fable, right? Salute to Dan Fable. We're not taking no shots at no creators, right? But this guy, Andy Bailey, he writes his article, right? And I'm gonna sum it up for you guys because I don't like the way they got it listed. You got to go scroll down per team and look at each team. I have it right here. Hold on, let me just double check something. Double check it. I have a screenshot on my phone. Sorry, I don't got it on the screen, but so we ain't got to scroll down and read all of that stuff. I'm gonna tell you right now. So here's the Eastern Conference rankings, right? Thanks to Nick Muse for putting this together. So the Celtics, they got the Celtics winning 56 games, right? 56-26, which is honestly less than the amount of wins they had last year. I guess they're trying to say the Eastern Conferences are going to be a little tougher, so they factoring that in. Then they got the Sixers at 52-20, the Bucks at 51-31. Where are the Knicks? They got the Bucks and the Sixers ahead of us. Sixers 52 wins, Bucks 51 wins. Then they got the Cavs tied with us at 49-33. So how in one article, right? And like I said, I know it's 2 different authors. Andy Bailey is not this guy here. He's not Dan Fable. They're 2 different guys. But I mean, it's a contradiction. There's no way you could be 3rd most improved and still win less games and be a 5th seed. Most improved means I'm going to take my 2nd seed record from 50 to 55 wins, and instead of going to the 2nd round, I'm going to Eastern Conference Finals final. I don't know. Like I said, I understand there's different writers. I understand it's freelance. I understand there's new media. We want to have everyone, but that to me is just like, honestly, let me tell you how I would do it. I would have it where, because that's like you watching one objective Knicks fan video, right? And then the next objective Knicks fan video, I'm saying the opposite. You'd be like, yo, what's up with this guy? This guy's bugged out. I would have it like this. We're going to write these articles, and we're going to have a standard for this is the type of content we're going to put out there. this makes the most sense because it's all predictions, right? And we're gonna go with this prediction. This prediction will represent the entire Bleacher Report. So one of these guys don't get the light. I think it makes for better content. But if I could go on one Bleacher Report article, they're saying the Knicks are going to trade Julius Randle, and the next article is saying, "Oh yeah, Julius Randle," within the same span, not an update, like the same span, two different reporters for the same company reporting different stuff. I think that's just asinine, right? Ooh, I see the Thunder, Knicks, and Boston and Minnesota winning 60+ games. I mean, you know what? The West is a little tough for me. I really got to do my because every year before the season start, I do like a assessment of best teams in the West. I do my own rankings pretty much, right? And it's too early right now. I'm gonna wait, but if I had to pick these teams right now, definitely have the Knicks and the Celtics 1 and 2 in the East for sure, guaranteed. Whether it's 61s or not, for sure. As far as OKC, I'm a little, agitated at the narrative around Isaiah Hartenstein. I'm not upset at Isaiah Hartenstein. Let me just put that out there. I don't really care what another man does. I don't like the stories. And I got to argue with people all day on Instagram because I put up a clip of me talking about how Isaiah Hartenstein, in my opinion, chose the lesser bag. Don't want to get into that debate now. But the narrative around Isaiah Hartenstein, I just not rocking with it. I'm going to keep it real. So I need to just fall back a little bit from OKC because if I was picking teams, I would pick Dallas and Minnesota over OKC. That's just me just being petty like that. But if Isaiah Hartenstein is balling and really plays how I think he could at the 5 and getting double-digit rebounds, it's a good chance that OKC could win 60 games. But I'm not really saying that. I think the East is tough. Yeah, the East is tough. We already kind of know the top 8 teams in the East, right? Matter of fact, let's have fun. What the hey? Let me see. Oh no, this is not ESPN. Hold on. I'm gonna go to ESPN. All right, so look, let's have some fun, right? Let's see if I think I could pull up the standings from last year. All right, so this is literally the Eastern Conference right here. These same teams you see from 1 to 8, yeah, that's the same teams that's going to finish 1 to 8. Now the order's going to be different. Besides, I think Celtics Knicks going to be the same, but I could see Philly being the 3rd seed, Milwaukee being the 3rd seed. I think that's interchangeable. If you ask me, I mean, Cleveland, Orlando, Indiana, Miami going to be battling for those last 4 spots, if you ask me. Chicago made moves, but do they really crack or get out of the play-in? Doubt it. Nets fell off the map. The Raptors, between them and the Hawks, the Hornets, I think the Hornets can make the play-in, to be honest. But from 1 to 8, we know that's the 8 teams, for sure. Unless one of them losing the play-in, I mean, that could happen too. But in terms of the standings, the way it is right now, those 8 teams you see on the screen, hold on, let me get my head out the way. My head is definitely in the way. My fault, y'all. Get my head out the way. Pow. Those 8 teams right there, right above my head, okay? Those are the teams to me that will be playoffs. Now, how it actually unfolds, that's why we play in the season. I mean, if the Hornets really ball out, maybe they crack the top. I doubt it. But because I think that Jimmy Butler is not going to allow the Heat to fall below the 8th seed, right? I don't think Indiana, based off that they feeling themselves, right, coming back pretty much with the same team, I don't see them falling out the top 8. Same thing with Orlando, especially getting Caldwell Pope. I mean, that dude is a thorn on our side for sure. So, yeah, just to have fun with that. But hopefully you guys, understand where I was coming from with the Bleacher Report. Yeah, Nets will be pretty bad. I think the Nets will be the worst team in the East. I'm putting it out there. Prediction. We could clip this. I think the Nets is going to be the worst team in the East. And I think Washington, didn't they trade? They traded Avnia, right? I think Washington might be the second last seed like they were last. I think they stay there. I think the Hornets can move up. Nets go down to the last spot. I think the Pistons could be 13. And Toronto and Charlotte will be battling for that final, trying to get in that play. Yeah, the Hawks are trash. Yeah, the Hawks is definitely going to move down. I got the Hawks moving down. So I think that in that 9-10 spot, prematurely, I would say Chicago stays there. Well, Chicago could fall out. I'm going to say in that 9-10 spot, I got the Hornets and I got Toronto. I think Toronto could get there. They're fighting in 76 for the worst team ever. Facts. They're going to be fighting for that's a fact. I agree with that, Joe. You think Trey gets moved? Yeah, I mean, see, that's what we're waiting for, right? We're waiting for the disgruntled star to ask to be traded. We really hadn't seen that this summer. I mean, Clay is the closest thing to it, but Clay's contract was not that big, so it was an easy sign and trade, to be honest. But we haven't really seen any real big sign and trades just yet, right? We've seen some big trades, but we haven't seen big signing. But I mean, DeRozan. No, I think DeRozan was a sign and trade, right? So that's your biggest probably sign and trade over the summer was the DeRozan to the Kings. Still not that high profile to me. But yeah. Someone's going to be a surprise tank. I think, you know what, Coach? If I'm all those teams in the bottom 5, I'm tanking. I mean, to me, maybe the Hornets or Toronto because they spent Toronto spent money. The Hornets have a good team. I think Miles Bridges and the Miller kid with Ball, I think that's tough. I really do believe that's tough. So those bottom 5 teams besides Charlotte and Washington, I think those teams need to tank, especially the Nets because they got their pick back. So that'd be crazy if the Nets get Cooper Flag and then sign Julius Randle next year. That'd be crazy, right? That'd be a sad day for the Knicks. I don't want to see that happen. I know we have a New York ceasefire, but I'm just saying. Let me jump into flagship, right? So I'm gonna be a little. I feel like with flagship, some people might think I'm reaching. I'm saying I'm strategic. Let me explain why. Hold on, let me pull up this article because I think the Daily News is on it. This is a subscriber-only article, right? So we're going to jump into flagship now. So the Knicks, they pretty much still this primetime spotlight, playing 34 national TV games. Some people will dispute that. They'll say the Knicks are only playing 24 national TV games. And, I mean, it's a fair debate. Let me just scroll down real quickly. Right now, if you add the NBA TV games to what you would traditionally consider a national TV game, the Knicks have 34 national TV games. That's the record. That's the most ever national TV games the Knicks got. If you add the NBA TV to the, statistic, I don't see why you wouldn't. Because if TNT could be there, why can't NBA TV? You got to have a cable subscription to buy it, to have it, right? If your cable provider has, because I know Fubo don't got TNT, so I got to get a whole TNT Max. It's crazy just to watch TNT. Bonkers. But anyway, so when you look at the NBA TV games, 34 national TV games. Now, another team that also has 34 national TV games, I think I got the list right here. If you add, this is if you add the NBA TV games, right? So if we add the NBA TV games, we would be tied for third place with the Celtics, the world champion Celtics. And of course, the Lakers, who I think they have the record too. I think they had 42 national TV games. I think that's the most ever national TV games. This was a while back. But the Lakers have 39 national TV games, right? The Warriors have 36 national TV games, and then we're right behind them at 34. So what's happening is this. The Knicks are starting to get the light that they deserve. And not just the light, because I was going to say instead of credibility, I was going to say limelight. I'm going to say credibility. Because to me, credibility is more important than limelight. Let me tell you why. In my opinion, the Lakers are an accident waiting to happen. So you say that they got 39 national TV games, right? It's less if you don't add the NBA TV, but 39 national TV games, right? Why? Of course, Bronny James, right? All respect first. So salute the fathers in the panel and the mothers too that's listening. Salute to all the parents that are in the building. Of course, nepotism, we ride with it. Who doesn't want to look out for their kids, right? So, of course, Bronny has something to do with them getting those games. But the Lakers are a play-in team at best. If you really want, this is why I said what I said to the Hartenstein people once again, why he should have stayed in New York. Because, and this is the last time I'm mentioning Isaiah Hartenstein. I'm just letting you know. I know you guys may not be aware of it. I've been in the Isaiah Hartenstein battle for the past 3 days with Knicks fans, OKC. It's been crazy. I've been having people come out. They probably still coming out my neck. It's been crazy, right? But Hartenstein leaving New York to go to OKC is just not a big deal. It's just not a big deal. So, and I think I figured out why my sound is messed up. It's because the windows. Hopefully my sound is not too crazy. I forgot I got the window open. But anyway, Hartenstein going to OKC is just not a big deal when compared to the Knicks. OKC, they got 25 games, right? If you add NBA TV. They were the best in the West. Wasn't they? They made an improvement. They got rebounding, something that they needed. Why didn't they get 34 games? Why didn't they get 39 games? So we know why the Lakers, and then also too, like I said, you know, it's the biggest markets, the most lucrative franchises. Of course, they're going to be 1, 2, or 3. Then you add Boston because Boston has a great team, right? The Warriors, credibility, right? We know that's LeBron James. We know that's Steph Curry. So they're going to get light just off the names, right? Just off the names, you give these guys light. But the truth is, and this is why I think, yes, they have the names, but I think that they want to see a crash and burn. Because we know the Warriors is like this. They're a sinking ship. We're just waiting for the day for Steph Curry to say, hey, I want to get traded. I need to get up out of here. We're waiting for that day. They're no longer a second apron team. I did the science on them. I think they're capped out at the first apron. So they managed to get out of that second apron. I think last year they paid $160 million in taxes. Okay? So their ownership is like, we're not doing that no more. So they went out and made, got rid of Clay, didn't sign Clay. And by making that trade, the signing trade, they also were capped at the first apron, and they wasn't able to, match the money and the salaries, things of that nature. Either way, they managed to save a lot of money in taxes. Because I think they spent like $400. If you add like the last 7 years, they spent $400 million in taxes. But that's Steph Curry. When Steph Curry leaves the Warriors, if they don't get a Cooper Flag or somebody like that, Warriors are done. I don't think they'll be the #1 franchise anymore. So, Lakers got the name, crash and burn. They're not going to really, they'll probably be some seed at best. Then you get to the Knicks and the Celtics. World champion Celtics in Boston. Why weren't they the first? Why didn't they get 42 games? Why didn't they get 42 games? They're better than us, right? I guarantee you, if the Knicks won the championship, guarantee, if the Knicks won the championship last year and it's time to do your national TV schedule, the Knicks would have 45. The Knicks would have the record for the most national TV games. They would surpass the Lakers 42 games. I know the Warriors had 41 games. It would be a big deal. And I'm glad this came out when it came out because it just helps my argument. When I say that New York, Hartenstein made the wrong choice to me. He let the so-called $15 million cloud, in my opinion, cloud his judgment. And he just couldn't see the fact that if I win a championship with these Knicks, my name will be immortalized like never before. They win a championship in OKC, only the people that are OKC fans will remember Isaiah Hartenstein. Let's just keep it real. The only reason why he has the light that he has is because of the Knicks. So if the Knicks were in Boston shoes, they would have way more national TV games. And I see it really playing out with the old media because don't be surprised if you won't hear the Brunson is too small narrative. Watch that poof and disappear, especially if they win a championship. But I feel like all of this is so old media could say, yeah, we told you about the Knicks. When y'all wasn't riding with us. They wasn't riding with us. They still look to down us at any turn, but because we have the moves that we're making is unprecedented to me. I mean, like I said, I don't go back to the 70s, y'all. I don't, But when's the last time you seen the Knicks get this much young talent that really can hoop, that can really produce? You hadn't seen it. Maybe the 90s if you want to count those times, but I'm going to keep it real. I mean, I'm talking about young talent in their prime. The oldest guy is Julius Randle. Before I ran along, let me see what you guys say. I don't want to lose the chat. Let me see what you guys say. They get flagged in 2 wings, and they'll be happy. Talking about the Nets. He wants nothing to do with the Knicks. Ainge, that's a fact. Whoever's talking about a Utah deal, it's not happening. Yeah, it really isn't the Knicks fans acting like we lost the Joker or something. Yo, I'm gonna keep it real, Jabroni. I would revise your statement and say it isn't the level-headed Knicks fans. It's the casual Knicks fans. It's the Knicks fans that don't really know basketball like that. They're like, oh my God, we lost Isaiah Hartenstein. I mean, coach says it. He's a glorified backup. He's a career backup. And he might even still be a backup in OKC. I'm just saying. I read reports saying he might come off the bench. I mean, all this is preliminary. This could change. We'll see what happens. But if Hartenstein's coming off the bench, bro, I just won't say I told you. I told you so. I think we see him on January 10th. If we talk about the schedule, I'll touch on some of the key games that we got. But let me see what else you guys talk about. Historically, it makes sense. The Lakers glam team, LeBron, Celtics last year, champs, and us. Yeah, Joe. I mean, but look, Joe. If we were in New York City, big market, we would be like OKC with 25 games. How about Indiana? They went to the Eastern Conference Final. I mean, of course, maybe partially the reason why they only got 14 national TV games is because they got swept in the Eastern Conference Finals, possibly. But if the Knicks made the Eastern Conference Finals, we probably would have at least 3 to 4 more national TV games. You know what I'm saying? Ja Morant, the great Ja Morant, right? Second most improved team according to Bleacher Report. They got a whopping 17 games. Minnesota Timberwolves, #1 defense in the league. They went to the Western Conference Finals. And I think they might have been the favorite, too. They lost, but Minnesota, they got 25 games. If the Knicks was in Minnesota's shoes and had a superstar, how many games they get? So, yeah, I understand it's the name, it's the New York name, but this is not necessarily the New York name. I think it's because we have been balling. Because if we wasn't balling, we probably would have the same amount of games as Miami, maybe. Miami got a whopping 13 games. Cleveland, according to Bleacher Report, Cleveland will be the 4th seed. They got 16 games. We set a record in national TV games. I think we had, I don't have these numbers in front of me, but I think we had like close to 30 with the NBA TV package. I could be wrong on that, but this is going to be the most watched the Knicks has ever been. And going back, and I actually did the research because when I say something, I want to make sure I'm on point. Yeah. So all I want is respect. The Knicks are a good team. They're a top 4 to 5 team in the league. If you want to add Minnesota, Dallas, OKC, if you're really high on them, okay. But you got Boston and the Knicks. Top 5. Credibility. That's all I'm saying. Credibility. It's really us hooping. Yes, it's New York too. Okay, yeah. I think that New York gives us the extra games. Because to be honest, if we wasn't in New York, we would have anywhere between 17 to 23 games. I feel. Because look, even the Clippers got 21 games, right? Like I said, OKC got 25. Minnesota got 25. So I think we would be around that if we wasn't in New York. If we wasn't in New York City, we'd probably be between that and the 17 games that Memphis got. Joe Curry says nobody likes the Knicks but us. That's a fact. Joe says if we win the championship, every game is on national TV. That's a fact. Yo, if the Knicks win okay. I think if the Knicks win the franchise, the championship, we leapfrog Golden State as the most valued team. Easily. And I think Golden State is holding on to that. Steph Curry. Because remember, the Knicks have been a top value team for years. So have the Lakers. Going back, right? #1, #2 franchises, right? Then Golden State came out of nowhere. But when Steph Curry retires, if they don't got somebody to replace him, they're done. So all I'm saying is I want my credibility, yo. That's it. I don't want to turn on TNT and Shaq and Charles and Kenny Smith is sitting there. Oh, when you go through the list of the Eastern Conference teams, I love when they eat their own words too. When you go through the list of the Eastern teams, right? The Knicks, they have the second best player on the floor. Then I love how he literally had to recant that statement. And I love Kenny. He's from New York, but he also is a Rocket. Remember, and they bring it back to that Texas thing. Yeah, we don't really ride with those Texas teams. Yeah, we can't forget that. Let me see what you guys talking about, man. Yeah, I love the comments, y'all. Y'all lit. Let's see. Coach says after he's done in OKC, he's definitely going back to the bench. Yo, coach. Yo, salute the coach, yo. That's funny. Coach says he's definitely going back to the bench. I think the fact that we took over the other team's course last year turned heads. Coach, we've been doing that though, coach. I'm gonna take you back to coach. You have to remember 2012, 2013. Do you remember, to all the real diehard Knicks fans, do y'all remember 2012, 2013 when the Knicks beat Miami 3-1? And it might have been twice in Miami too. Not 100 with that. But I know we definitely got at least one win in Miami. Do you remember how we had those Heat fans saying, let's go Knicks? This is with LeBron, Bosh, and D-Wade. We had that Miami crowd saying, let's go Knicks. I remember because we smacked them in Miami. That's why I wanted us to play them in the playoffs so bad. But we got them Indiana. I hate Indiana. Oh. It's like, why can't we get the matchup we want during the years we need them, right? That was the Miami year. Then we get Indiana. Oh, God. But, yeah, we've been doing that. But to be fair, coach, because, coach, you are very smart and on point. That's what happened in the 2013 into the 2014 season. I was doing my research. I really wanted to make sure Lakers had the most televised games. I went all the way back to the 70s, right? So, but in 2013, 2014, the Knicks and the Lakers were tied for the most nationally televised games with 25 that year. So, coach, you could be on to something. You know, when they hear those chants in the opposing building, could be on to something. Yeah, we definitely took over Philly. That's little bro. Joe Curry says, we don't need no bandwagoners. Facts. All we got is us. Fact. And I don't want none of these New York, tell me as Knicks fans, guys. This is why y'all on YouTube. This is why we go on YouTube to connect with other Knicks fans, right? Real Knicks fans. Tell me you guys are not tired of casual fans who may be fans of other teams, who might have been a Knicks fan back in the day, but they left the Knicks, and now the Knicks are doing their thing. Now, I'm a Knicks fan. No, you was not a Knicks fan. You were a LeBron fan. Get out of here. What are you talking about? I swear to God, I hate that. Bro, it's either you right. I got a friend, right? My boy, Ill Will, from the Ville, right? He always, ever since he was a Knicks fan back in the day, right? Once like 2000 hit, he told me, I'm done with the Knicks. This was like literally right after the finals, or it could have been after we went to the Eastern Finals in, what year was that? That was 2000, right? All right, cool. After that year, he was like, I'm done with the Knicks. I'm done. I'm leaving. Then, out of nowhere, the Nets go to Brooklyn. Oh, yeah, I'm from Brooklyn. I'm a Net fan. What you talk about, bro? But I give him credit. When the Nets, I'm not going to say that. New York truths. But when the Nets went out and, they got the, KD and all those guys, and then they lost them, he still is a Net fan. He ain't trying to shift over to the Knicks. I respect that. Because I'm going to roast him. If he says anything positive about the Knicks, I'm going to roast him. I'm going to roast him. But if you're not a Knicks fan anymore, don't cheer for the Knicks. We don't need you. Like, I'm riding with Joe on that. Let me see. Sixers fans some type of way about New York. Of course they feel some type of way about New York. Didn't we sweep them back in the 80s too? I think we swept them in like 89. Get them the hell up out of here. They should have got swept last year too. But, we didn't get a chance to sweep them. But, yeah, they should have got, or at least 5 games. Easy. Remember the Knicks content creator who became a Nets fan after KD? Who is that? I don't know who that is. Were they on Facebook? Because around that time, when KD first went to Nets, I was only on Facebook. I didn't even know a YouTube world exists. Yeah, yo, Joe Curry, I was with you. I rocked out with Clarence Weatherspoon, Howard Isaac. Facts, I never went to another team. Shannon Anderson, Jamal Crawford, McDice. Oh my God. Let's not even talk about Antonio McDice. Let's not even talk about it. That's just. Yo, you know what? Let's talk about it a little bit. Do y'all remember the summer getting hyped? Yo, we got McDice. We got McDice, yo. And this dude didn't even get a chance to play in a real game. Season injury. What was a knee? Season ending injury, bro. That's like, you know what that's like? That was like the Jets when Aaron Rodgers. Don't want to talk about that. Yeah. So if you wasn't a Knicks fan during those times, unless you're 2 or something like that, you're a baby. You know, if you're a baby, you could only be a Knicks fan from a certain point in time. But if you're a grown man, I don't want to hear none of that. Nah, stay over there. So let me see. I think I talked about all I want to talk about with the whole media credibility. Knicks have to play well to get these honors, but Golden State and the Lakers could just be an accident waiting to happen. Because clearly, if you were giving national TV games based on how good a team is, those teams wouldn't have half the games they got. Just to keep it funky. If Memphis Grizzlies, who more than likely will finish higher than the Lakers in the standings, I'm at 100 with that, possibly so. If they only got 17 games, the Lakers should have got that too. In theory, I'm saying based on how good they are. Of course, in real life, that's not how the world works. So yeah, I'm gonna move forward. I'm gonna I gotta get to word on the street. Let me see. Talked about Bleacher Report. I didn't want to touch it. You know, on the Roommates podcast, you know, Josh Hart was getting on Noah Lyles, who was a wild dude. We talked about him last week. Yeah, he said that he was hoping that he lost. I honestly didn't want him to lose because he was Team USA, but I can see why NBA guys were saying that. I don't want to touch on that too much. Let me see. I do want to read this article. Okay, so Precious Achiuwa, could he be more than just trade bait for the championship contending Knicks? I think that he is more than trade bait. Of course, they're talking about Isaiah Hartenstein, right? Will he be his replacement? Achiuwa could just be that, an interim trade bait beginning on the 15th. Like I said, December 15th, that's when all of the free agents and draft picks will be available for trade. So I don't think that Precious Achiuwa is trade bait. I really don't believe it because unless you're going to get an upgrade for him, which is somebody that can play 4 or 5, you're still going to have Mitchell Robinson. So you would want an extra guy. I think that I would rather than move someone else because I feel like Precious Achiuwa as a utility guy who could play 4 or 5. Not that I expect Randall to get hurt, but things happen. So OG Anunoby gets hurt, right? Because I know you're going to say Randall gets hurt, OG slides to the 4. What happens if OG gets hurt? Then what? Precious Achiuwa should be the 4. Unless what you're going to do, Nova Boys and Deuce again? So I think Precious Achiuwa is somebody who we should hold on to. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that he's just trade bait? Waiting for December 15th to move him? I'm tired of Isaiah Hartenstein. I really just don't want to talk about this guy. Trust me, he's in none of my topics, but he comes up every week. Achiuwa has a large sample size of minutes played alongside OG Anunoby. 201 minutes spent across 21 regular season games. No two Knicks players who spent 58 or more minutes on the floor together posted a better net rating than OG and Achiuwa. Do you hear that? That's a crazy stat right there. That's a bar. They have the highest net rating when they're playing together. I think that you need OG. And look at this, versatile defense. One thing Achiuwa can do is guard a wing. Facts. Now, I wouldn't say he can guard a wing. What I would say is that he is definitely suited for defensively being able to guard perimeter guys at the 4. I'm not gonna say that I would be comfortable with him guarding DeMar DeRozan all night, but if he had to go up against a Kyle Kuzma or a bigger four that has offensive prowess, I'd be comfortable with Precious Achiuwa over anybody else that we have. So definitely I agree with this. This is a good article. This is subscriber only mode. I think that I agree with the findings because they started out saying that he trade bait, but I do think that based off what the article said, he is definitely somebody who is more than viable. Let me see what you want to say. Guys are saying. I hope it's so Joe's saying again, you saying you hope it's a sign like MLE sign, Okoro Bay. We still got Joe, and I'll show you real quick, Joe. We still got that bag, by the way, y'all. I'm gonna pull it up right now. Let me show you. We still got that player exception. We never used it, right? I don't think we're gonna use it except for maybe if we sign somebody partially, like if that person doesn't want to be a veteran minimum, we could use some of that MLE exception money that he's talking about. But let me show you. So this is the Knicks Sports Track 24-25 real quick. You can see we still got a couple of cap holes. These cap holes should be cleared. None of these guys will be with the Knicks this year. Charlie Brown played with another team's summer league team. I can't remember what team that was, but he wasn't with the Knicks. But look, the Knicks still have $12 million. It says $12 million, but this non-taxpayer mid-level, they still got it available. It's not $12 million. I'm going to explain why in a second. You can see here the active roster is $179 million, right? Okay, cool. So hold on, make sure you guys can see that. Yeah, you guys can see that. And then when you look at this here, we're locked. Currently, you see this lock right here? We're locked at the first apron maximum. I mean, the second apron maximum. So we can't go over this 188. So if our current salary is 179, we can't go over 188. You do 188 minus 179, that'll give you about $9 million. So the Knicks still have $9 million they can spend on whenever free agents available. We went over a list last week on last week's show. I don't really want to revisit that right now, but I just wanted to answer Joe's question by showing research mode that, yeah, we can still do it. I was going to talk about the schedule, but I think I'm going to do a separate video on that, breaking down the schedule. It is a tough start. I'll say that the first 4 games, I'm happy. Some people like why they did this to us. They gave us, Indiana. They gave us Boston. Who else they gave us? This 4 killers in the beginning. Let me see if I can pull it up right quick. They gave us our first 4 games are all tough games. We got Boston, Indiana, Cleveland, and Miami in the first 4 games. All ops, all rivals, they don't like us. So even if you want to say, yeah, they're a good team, okay, but even if they were bad teams, they still hate us and they're going to go hard. So I like it, though. I want us to show the league how good we are from the gate. I want to be Boston game 1. By the way, we will be doing a watch party for that game. That's going to be Tuesday, October the 22nd, 7:30. That's going to be on TNT. More than likely, if that game is not on MSG, we will do a watch party for that game. So, yeah, we're gonna be ready. I want to start off giving Boston an L game 1, showing them from the rip, like, yeah, we coming. We here. We're not even coming. We here. So I'm going to do another video talking about the schedule. I'm going to jump in the word on the street, but before I get there, let me see what you guys talking about here. New York. Well, pause. Luke Longley and Travis Knight. What? I hope not. I like Nah. Yeah, Precious could play. Nah, not the 3. I wouldn't put Precious at the 3, Joe, but he's definitely a 4-5. Coach says Precious is going to what? Coach, why is Precious going to Washington? Why is that? Salute to Keith Watkins, by the way. Salute to Keith coming in from the ATL. Salute. We got Nick Nation everywhere. But, Coach, you got to answer that. Why are you saying he's going to Washington? Hopefully Aaron Rodgers will do New York. will do New York to be champs this year? I'm a Jets fan. I hope so. I hope so. I mean, shoot. Remember, Ewan got traded for Glenn Rice, Isley, and Anderson. Wait, hold on. Ewan got traded for Glenn Rice? Did Ewan get traded for Glenn Rice? I thought he got traded for Vin Baker. Hold on. Let me pull that up right quick. Because I was doing some reading on Ewan. Hold on. Who did Ewan get traded for? I thought it was Vin Baker. Who did Ewan get traded for? Traded for from the Knicks. Well, I was wrong. Yeah, it was. Oh, okay. Yeah, Glenn Rice. Yeah, because I think it was hold on. It was a multi-team deal. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, not Vin Baker. Vin Baker came later. I'm tripping. Facts. Yeah, the Knicks received, oh my God, Glenn Rice, Luke Longley. Yeah, Burrell, Travis Knight, Vladimir Stepanya. I know he didn't even play. And they sent Chris Dell. Yeah, it was a multi-team deal. Facts. I remember that. My bad. You right. Man. Yeah. We're going to be talking more about that on Wednesday. My bad. I thought it was for Vin Baker. But I forgot. Vin Baker came later. Y'all remember Vin Baker on the Knicks? Wasn't memorable, right? Yeah. Let's move forward. Let me see. Yeah, Coach, where you at? Coach, where are you at? Joey said the biggest trade ever. That was the biggest trade ever, too, at the time. Baker was one of your favorite Knicks? Hold on, wait, whoa, Coach. Baker was what? Hold on. See, man, you guys be extending the podcast because you guys be saying some interesting stuff. Now I gotta pull up Vin Baker. We gotta pull up Vin Baker's sports reference, yo, because Vin Baker, from my knowledge, Vin Baker was just, I mean, yeah, he wasn't the shaker no more. My dad used to always say Vin Baker the shaker. When we got him, he wasn't even Vin, he was just Baker. Hold on, Vin Baker. Yeah. Now we going through memory lane. Now we going through memory lane. You're right, 2004, 2005. My bad. 2004, 2005. He wasn't traded for you. But when you say he was one of your favorite, Coach, you said he was one of your favorite Knicks? Why? He averaged what, 6 points a game? Oh, my fault. Let me scroll up. You can't see what I'm looking at. So this is Vin Baker, y'all, right? Yo, I tell you what, when he was in Milwaukee, he used to kill us, boy. Oh my God. Anytime I see Milwaukee on the schedule, I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna kill us. Yeah, Vin Baker was that dude. He was that dude. And Seattle. But yeah, we got him later after when he went to Boston, right? Yeah, I forgot all this history right here. Yup. And then look, when we got him on the Knicks, look, he played 17 games, right? He averaged 6 points. Coach, man, come on, bro. Vin Baker wasn't even Vin Baker. He was just Baker. He was baked. He was baked. He played what? How many games he played for the Knicks? He played less than 50 games. Less than what? 40 games? Oh, yeah. The alcohol got to him. That's not funny. Yeah, the alcohol got to Vin Baker. Yeah, that's a fact. And Coach, and college, yo. Vin Baker was the truth. Now, I wasn't that heavy in college basketball, but he was one of those guys that I heard made noise. They was like, yo, this kid, Vin Baker, coming. That's why, because, in the early 90s, mid-90s, like, when you put in work in college, remember, you had magazines, right? I didn't have cable, so I didn't really have ESPN in the night. I didn't have no cable in the early mid 90s. I didn't get cable till the late 90s. So how I got my stuff was magazines and kids telling you about who's gonna be who, in school. That's typically how I went. Slam, yo, coach, I couldn't think of the magazine. Yeah, Slam magazine. Hold on, you got to get a salute for that one. You got to get a salute for that one. Yeah, Slam magazine. How many of you guys remember Slam magazine? That's how you found out who was who. That's how you found out who was who. Facts. Oh my God, Joe says I fell out my window on Devil Springs. That was, I ain't gonna lie to you, Joe. I left Devil Springs alone a long time ago. I'm practically sober now. Like, I might have 1 or 2, like, beers a year. Like, I don't really drink like that. So, yeah, I left Devil Springs alone back in, like, early 2000s. I couldn't do the Devil Springs no more. That was just too crazy. Joe, hopefully you off that Devil Springs, man. Yo, Keith, that was the B-Ball Almanac. I was trying to think of the magazine. When I said magazine, I'm trying to think of the name. I'm like, what's the magazine? What's the magazine? Slam magazine, bro. Facts. Wait, Joe, you still got a subscription? Is Slam magazine still even around? Hold up. Slam magazine? Yo, I can't tell you the last time I seen anything from Slam Mag. Hold on. Are they still around? Wow, Slam magazine is still around. Did y'all know Slam magazine was still around? Wow. Yeah, and that's why he said he's still subscribed. So I got a question. With Slam magazine now, Joe, is Slam magazine a place I could find out about? Because the only reason why I would subscribe to it is I want to find out about guys we don't know. Like, if they really going to tell you the dudes that you don't really hear about, you might see them on Ballers Life. If you watch Ballers Life, that's another good platform to find young talent. Red Bull. I played in the Red Bull, y'all. How many of y'all played in the Red Bull? I played in the Red Bull. I made it to the regionals in the Red Bull. Trying to get the nationals is hard. Red Bull, the 3-on-3, the Olympic team, to see who made the team, those are some games, boy. Games. I played in that. I didn't even know Slam was still around. That's crazy. Let me see. You $29. It gives you digital access. Is this $29 for the year? I know it's not for the month. Let me see. Offer includes 6 print issues. Oh, okay, yeah, 6. Okay. Get digital access, archive access only. Wow, I might get this. I might get this. It used to get the posters and all of that. I might get this. I might get this. I don't know. Oh, they got the Nova Boys on there too. That's crazy. I didn't even know Slam magazine was still around. That's crazy. This is like childhood memories right here. Coach, I thought the same thing. I didn't even know Slam was still around, yo. That's crazy. You probably the only member left. They might have some members, yo. They might have some members because I like their website. But they might have some members. It might be Joe and like 3 other people. Yeah, JB Hart and Devo was on the cover. Yo, that's crazy. Let's see, Slam is like that still, but it's very commercial. See, I think that's the problem, yo. Like, it's so much place you can get news that it's like, if you're not really doing something really crazy exclusive, you're gonna lose to YouTube. You can't compete with. Even look at the FanCon thing, right? They got clips on YouTube. You ain't gotta wait for no magazine to come out. The clips are already on YouTube. So, like, that's my only thing. Like, they would really have to, like, put us on to, like, really doing some investigative research as to who's coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about, like, really, like, big draft boards. They got a 14-year-old kid in Arkansas. He's going crazy, right? They really need to do that. I think if they do that, it'll be more jumping. Because then we'll be able to figure out who's coming and do video like, yo, the next 3 kids that's coming in the next 3 years, they gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Oh, still 2 posters. Okay. Yeah, because the posters was a big thing. I was thinking about replacing the green screen and going with the posters too. I'm lost because I'm stuck in New York. Oh, yes, he's in middle school, baby ballers. Oh, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. Salute to you on that, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Good conversation, y'all. Good conversation. Let me do a little bit of word on the street. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna put it on the screen so y'all can see it. As you guys can see, the post right here is in the community section, right? The collab you guys have been waiting for is going down. Still Knicks fans. He'll join the panel to discuss the question that riddled Knicks fans for many years. Did the Knicks do a disservice to the great Patrick Ewing? Did the front office mismanage his career? Join us this Wednesday for an action-packed show. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Definitely get there. It's gonna be good. Definitely gonna be good. Let me see where I want to start at. I guess I could start here. Do I want to do opening night? I'm gonna start here. Forget opening night. I'm gonna start here. The NBA announced the new NBA groups, right? The Knicks will face the Sixers, Nets, Hornets, and Magic. How well do you think the Knicks will perform against the teams in their group? So we got 283 votes. I'm gonna say 3-1 because I'm level-headed, but I would love to go 4-0. But Knicks fans are optimistic. 58% of the 284 say Knicks go 4-0. 3-1. 37% select the option for 3-1, and then everybody else is a majority. First off, how are you expecting us to win 2 or under wins if you a Knicks fan? Get out of here. That's not even being objective. That's just being like, yeah, you just not even. Everybody should at least say 3-1 if you can't say 4-0. I'm just saying. If you're an optimistic Knicks fan, if you don't believe in your heart, mind, and soul, we can't crush the Pacers, we can't crush who else? Cleveland, and we can't crush who else we got? Indiana. Then what are you doing? This is my favorite question right here, right? Jacob Toppin, salute to Jacob Toppin, by the way. We might have mentioned him on the last level head in the Knicks talk. He got the 2-way spot. We kind of figured that. We knew that Jacob Toppin would be in the mix, right? But Jacob Toppin securing that final 2-way spot on the Knicks, where does that leave Scat? Does he get the final roster spot, right? We got 258 votes, right? So you got In the Dust, Exhibit 10 deal, final roster spot. Now, look, I'm going to say this. I'm going to choose final roster spot. More than likely, the 54% of Knicks fans that say he'll be on the G League contract, I think I'm going to ride with them. 26% say final roster spot. I don't think he's going to get it now. I wanted him to get it, still want him to get it, but the way the Knicks are doing it, they might just leave that spot open until training camp. I could see that happening as well. Exhibit 10 deal, 9%. In the Dust, 10%. That's crazy. Scap doesn't even get in the G League. I just put that there for fun, that In the Dust. More than likely, he'll get a G League contract before anything else, right? So the first 4 games, like we just said, we got the Celtics, Pacers, Cavs, Heat. How do you think that the Knicks record would be in these first 4 games? 191 votes. I'm going to say 3-1 again, right? Because I'm level-headed. And then, so we got 40% of the Knicks fans saying 3-1. I just realized I made a mistake. Hold on. This was the Summer League. This was the tournament. My fault. We got the Sixers, Nets, Hornets, and Magic. Definitely getting 3 wins. Matter of fact, there was an article. I forgot to put that up. There was an article talking about how we're going to win this group, which is with the Sixers, Nets, Hornets, and Magic. My fault. I'm tripping. I'm thinking I was talking about this as if it was the first 4 games. So, yeah, I'm 3-1 still because I'm objective, but we could easily go 4-0 because I think we could beat the Sixers. I'm not worried about them and the Magic as well. Definitely we owe the Magic, too, from last year. So I'm going to go up. So this is the first 4 games. I was kind of mixed up. My bad. So, yeah, we got 47% of the fans saying that the Knicks will go 4-0 in the first 4 games, 40%, 3-1. I'm going 3-1 because I like to be fair. Though we could easily go 4-0 too. Well, not easily. It'll be some tough games, but yeah. And then 11% say 2-1. So let me see. Anything else? Let me see. Hold on. My mouse is going crazy. All right. So let me see what else is word on the street. Oh, this is today's topic, right? We set a franchise record, 34 nationally televised games. Of course, I'm including NBA TV. And honestly, we could get more games too, because sometimes NBA TV will add games to their schedule. Also, that's also has been done too on with the national TV games. Like I remember one time, one of those bad teams was scheduled, and they moved the Knicks either into a game or out of a game because we were playing a bad something like that. So they'll do that too. So it could be even more games. So the Knicks set a franchise record, 34 national televised games. Do you think traditional media is finally giving us the credibility we deserve? I'm gonna say I don't know. I don't know, man. I think that we're in New York, and that has a lot to do with the ranking. But us playing well also has a lot to do with the ranking. But I don't know if that means they're giving us our credibility. 78% of Knicks fans are confident. They say yes. I think this poll is probably more than that. Let me refresh because it's hours now. Let's refresh. Yeah, 94 votes. Okay, so it's pretty much the same. 76% of Knicks fans say we're getting the credit. I'm gonna say I don't know. I'm with the 5%, and then the no says 19. So that's off a word on the street. Let me see. As we wrap up, salute to y'all for still rocking with me the whole show. You know, it's a lot of topics this past, but my goal when I first started the podcast was really to highlight the week, document the week, give our perspective, and then once I made it live, I also wanted us to talk about certain topics. So eventually the pod might go back to pre-recorded, but no problem. We do got level-headed Knicks talk. By the way, this Wednesday, make sure you're there. We will be having the conversation. I just had it on the screen. We'll be discussing Patrick Ewing. Did the Knicks mismanage his career, or was it just misfortune? Tune in. Chat gonna be crazy. Still Knicks fans will be in the building. Salute to still Knicks fans, right? Also salute to Trav. Trav from Big Dog Talk Sports. He will also be in the building. That's gonna be an action-packed show. Only way to get there, you gotta be subscribed. Hit that bell icon. Get all the notifications. 9:30 p.m. sharp. We will be on there, and it's gonna be a night. It's gonna be a night. It's gonna be a night. Let me see. Oh, to all the people saying 4-0, 4-0, 4-0. I fell out the window, and we going 4-0. You know, Joe, you didn't fall out the window. There's no fall right now, and I'm gonna tell you this now. Season ain't even start yet, right? But the further we go along in the season, right? I'm gonna tell you like this: the less level-headed I'm going to be. So if we get to the conference finals and we go up 3-2, I might lose my head. Okay, all that level-headed Knicks talk stuff possibly will go out the window, and I'm saying we going all the way. Knicks win 60 games. Knicks are the first seed for a prolonged period of time. I'm going to be more like you guys. You're not jumping out the window. We are a good team. This is the team to make history. All we need is 65 games from OG and Mitch. Even if you get 58 games from OG and Mitch, and they're available for the playoffs, you could make just do, because OG's covered. I mean, this team has so many 1-3s that you slide what's his name over, Mikal Bridges over, and then you bring in Dante. That's like last year's team. You know, you lose OG, but you got Mikal, who plays defense just like him. I mean, two different style players, though. I think Mikal is someone who is a little bit more polished on the offensive end in terms of getting his own bucket if he needs to. But both guys play really good defense, two different styles of defense, too. But they both got long arms. They, OG's a little stronger to me. Like OG can guard bigger guys. Mikel to me, um, is has good speed, so he can keep up with some of the faster guards that's out there. It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting. So Mikel sort of takes care of OG. Mitch is the only question mark. Who really steps up? Could it be Precious? I don't know. Could it be Sims? I don't know. But I'm not as confident as I am with, OG's replacement. That's why we played the Bucks 5 games last season. Salute to Maxine. This was a lit show. Definitely was, man. This is definitely the wind down. I appreciate you guys being here. Also, on the way out, join the Discord server, www.theobjectiveknicksfan.com. Knicks Tape Madness. We have a 24/7 Knicks chat. Sam is active in there. Coach is active in there. We have great conversation. We also got a 24/7 NBA chat, so we could talk NBA stuff. We had a 24/7 Olympic chat, but the Olympics is over. So, we have a couple of other chats that are not just Nick related, but, we have these great conversations and stay up to date with everything with the team. I try to post in there every day as much as I can. Just different things, different factors, dealing with the Knicks, talking about stuff like Bleacher Report. I didn't put the Bleacher Report in there, but that's something I typically would put in there. So, definitely get inside the Discord. See you on Wednesday. Salute to all the guys that subscribe to the channel. I do appreciate all the new subscribers. Thank you, man. From the bottom of my heart, I connected with you, Knicks fans, building this channel up, getting us closer to the 1,000 subscriber mark, man. So I think that's all for this pod. So until next time, let's go, Knicks.